too.
Ooh, I wonder what we'll find. Anything good, hopefully.
Oh, yeah, all the good
I don't
stuff.
think there's anything good.
There's nothing good in this. Absolutely nothing.
You're going to look at it.
Lakers back to winning again. Golden State looking good in basketball. Basketball is quickly rounding its season out. Doncic and Kyrie struggling. I don't think the Mavs are even in the playoffs right now.
Ouch.
It's not looking good there in Dallas, man. Mark Cuban's starting to look like that move at the deadline for Kyrie wasn't a good move.
What's going on with them? Like,
There's
this is
no-
not playing good. Huh?
No rhythm, no chemistry. They're missing, maybe, like I said last time, maybe that Dorian Finney-Smith and Spencer Dinwiddie, maybe they're just missing too many vital pieces for things that like don't come up on the points side of things, right? Guys playing better defense, better positioning. Maybe Kyrie takes some plays off. Maybe Luka's a little too wild. I don't know what it is, but maybe those other guys, because Brooklyn's still playing pretty well since they traded for those guys. So, and Brooklyn moved out of Kyrie and KD. KD's back. KD's playing well. KD looks good for Phoenix. Phoenix has been winning some games. So the West is getting, yeah, Jaw's playing good. Memphis is rolling again. So Denver, man, I know Denver's in first right now, but it doesn't necessarily look like Denver's in any type of position to just take their foot off the gas pedal. Oh, Brett Hull.
Oh, nice.
Pro Set Player of the Year.
The Blues.
Yeah, that's the only one we got of anybody that's of consequence.
Checklist,
Everything
right?
else was Todd Elk, Rick Zarmo, Gary Nyland, Dave Ellett, Michael Pavanka, Thomas Steen. We were looking at that Steen jet card earlier that was numbered.
Oh,
that's him.
Oh,
there.
damn, we're there.
He's getting hit by Bookaboom from the Oilers.
Bookaboom.
Todd Ellick. Yeah. So Brett Hull, Hall of Famer Brett Hull. Not bad.
Right on.
Yeah, but it's getting tight in the West, man. Guys getting healthy again. We're going to see. I mean, LeBron's back. Like I said, Lakers are winning.
Yeah. How long has he been back for now?
3 games.
3 games?
3
Okay.
games, and then D'Angelo Russell came back last game. So now we're fully healthy. D'Angelo Russell, right? Anthony Davis, LeBron James out there. We'll see what we can do. Austin Reeves is playing good. Put up a couple of 30-point games already, that kid.
Wasn't Anthony Edwards injured?
Edwards he's back.
He's back?
That's who the Lakers beat yesterday was Minnesota.
Oh,
So they've been playing all right since Karl Anthony Towns and Edwards are both in there. Again, it's tough to. There's a lot of fucking space taken up on that court with Gobert and Cat out on the court at the same time. Like they're just huge, and I have a feeling that Karl Anthony Towns, no matter what happens, unless they go on a ridiculous run and hit the conference finals, even if they make the playoffs, I think Cat's probably gone at the end of the year because they gave way too much up and too many years is still left on the contract for Gobert. So they're going to have to, and now you can see on the stat sheet, now that Gobert is the third guy out there. Gobert is down to like 6, 7 points, 8 points, whereas Gobert up a couple of weeks ago when Cat was out, you could see Gobert was up 17, 18 points. So for all those people that thought Gobert just can't play or is old now, I mean, he's clearly got the skill to ball, and Edwards was thriving before he got hurt around Gobert. Edwards was making a crazy push the second half of the year to really prove that he's not just a star, but a superstar. Karl Anthony Towns, I think, takes up the ball a little too much because while he's big,
like hogging it?
He's rightfully used for it. He's the best shooting big man probably of all time. But there's only so much for the things to go around. When you've got that much invested in Gobert, when you've got the future invested in Anthony Edwards, and Cat's starting to look like a third wheel, even though at one point this franchise was built around him, it looks like Towns might get traded because he's worth a grip shit to a team who would build around his play style, not build around the Edwards play style. So I think Minnesota is still going to be, they looked better from the couple games that they've all been there, the three of them. They looked better when it was just Gobert and Edwards. So
they built it more around Edwards, you're saying?
Edwards is the guy to build it around. I mean, there's just no two ways around it. He's
right?
younger, even though Cat's only 28 or whatever.
Right,
Cat's still got a lot of years in front of him.
Edwards like 24 or something.
Edwards is 21.
Oh, 21.
Edwards is 21, man.
So, yeah.
And Anthony Edwards is a young lad still.
Yeah.
And he's got all the opportunity and ceiling in the world to progress. So, and Karl Anthony Towns needs the ball lots because his productivity is predicated on him being a shooter and on him getting the ball. He's not a big defensive. He's good, but he's not Gobert. So now if you let Gobert be the secondary point guy or maybe third point guy on the team, but handle the ball a little bit to stay in the game, stay warm, then you're going to get that top end defensive production out of Gobert. He's not going to have him and Towns, both giants on the court at the same time, taking up space. And you're going to let Edwards be able to work. Other way around, you're going to have to serve the ball. That's, I think, what Dallas is going through, is that Kyrie and Luka both need that ball. It's tough. Yeah. You need a one. You
trying
need
to fight over it.
You need that number one star. Because I don't think somebody like Durant is going to have near the ego issues passing.
Fury.
Oh, Fury. I got a Ranford in my pack. Both Oiler goalies. So yeah, I don't think Durant, if Booker was having a hot night and Durant was off a little bit, I don't think Durant would have too big of an issue ego-wise. Oh. Brett Hull again.
Yeah. Chelios?
Yeah, well, yeah, there was a Chelios on that one too. I don't think he would have too much problem passing the ball to Booker and succeeding that Booker's having a better night. I don't think Kyrie and Luka know how to do that either. I don't think they're secure enough in their basketball legacy that either of them know how to determine that I'm not having a night. It's a bit off. I can be the second. I can be the second star here. And that's, I think, something that KD and why KD vibes with guys almost no matter what team he goes to. Because when KD's hot, KD doesn't make other guys feel threatened that he's that hot because they all expect him to be that good. And when KD has one of those off nights that he does, KD's fine being the supplemental star out on the court and allowing the other star, if he's having a good night, to thrive. Because KD doesn't make it seem like it. He's a lot like LeBron in the sense that he wants to take it on his own shoulders, but he knows his limitations and it doesn't hurt his ego, so that you see him wear it in his body language when he plays. Some other guys, if they're not in the mix and they have to be kind of a utility guy that night, they get a little pouty.
Oh, they do it
because they don't know how to. They want to be the star.
Well, too bad.
So a guy like Steph's another prime example of a guy who they brought KD into that situation when they were already winning championships. They had Steph, Draymond, Clay, Iguodala. They had tons of guys. They brought in KD, still won 2 more championships. KD left. They started bringing in other young boys that you got to feel might be taking your spot. Right? Kuminga, Moses Moody, Poole, all these guys won another championship. Why? Because Steph doesn't feel like he has to prove to his own teammates that he's the man. Steph's willing to let you thrive if you're having a game, and if he's having a game, you like him so much because he's such a respectable teammate and someone who's not really moving off ego.
Well, that's what you're supposed to be on a teammate, right?
But that's hard. It's hard, dude. You got to think all the money on the line, and you got to think how. Imagine taking all your own shortcomings and then putting them on national television under a spotlight at all times.
I think of it like
where every BJ at the club afterwards is predicated on if you're more popular than the next guy.
Well, if you're having an off night, you either look like shit that night, or you either just have being more of a team player. It doesn't look better being a team player than just you just playing like shit.
Some guys round peg, square hole, don't care.
I guess they're
willing to. Yeah, they got to prove something. They can't be forward thinking enough to realize that you're right. It's bigger than rap. If you just back off and do what's best in the situation, then you're gonna, like me and McGee yesterday. I was playing basketball with my son yesterday, and I guess kind of an example similar. So we were playing one-on-one because it's off season for the actual basketball leagues for him, but it's getting to be summer here. Oh, Gretzky.
Yeah.
Gretzky in the All-Star jersey.
Hell yeah.
That's what you like to see. So we were outside playing basketball, and kid's a good shooter. But I guess dad was playing defense too good. So I was shutting him down, and he was pumping, and he was going a little too fast or wasn't lining it up, and he was just hitting rims and backboards and all sorts of stuff, and it wasn't there. So instead of just keep owning his ass, because I'm not going to take it easy on him, I'm going to try to stop him, because he wants to play competitive basketball. If you can't beat dad, you ain't going to be able to beat actual basketball players. So instead of taking it, pushing it more, taking it easy on him, I could just tell the shooting's not working. It's going to drain his confidence, and it's going to drain the enthusiasm to be out here and to work. So we just switched it right up to passing. I was like, hey, what we'll do is we'll do quick passes. So I'm quick to you, and you got to let it off. So now it's not where I'm defending you. Now I'm working with you, and we're trying to work on something where it's a quick release. So you're receiving a pass, quick release. So instead of getting where you get, so you're not getting near as frustrated because you're not even having to go fetch the ball. I'm gonna go fetch the ball for you, even whether you hit or miss. And now you're getting the ball, boom, right back to you, quick, boom. So you get to shoot every like 5 seconds.
Yeah,
so you're kind of in the, so now you're getting a chance to maybe work that kink out in a different way rather than continue to get beaten down and downtrodden.
Like shooting really fast, like not trying.
He was in the second half once he stopped because the one-on-one wasn't working. Normally he'll smoke me because he's that good. But then yesterday I was a little step quicker than him, so I was like, I'm not going to ease up. You just having a shitty shooting day, so let's work where I'm not working against you. Let's work together like I'm your teammate.
Right. Let's help you out.
And I'll pass to you, right? So you can, because how do you replicate taking a fast pass? Well, you can't bounce it off the garage fast enough so you need another guy.
Yes.
So if you don't have teammates here, so I was like, let's just switch it up and we'll try to,
and get better then.
It was a switch to keep the enthusiasm and the growth moving.
Yes.
But it's that willing to change up and realize that today's not the day for this. Maybe if we move to that, maybe you'll excel a little bit. But some of these guys with their egos, and again, we're not on national television on the driveway, but some of the guys with the egos, they don't want to switch gears into utility role, into helper guy. They want to. Now you've gone 2 for 10 and you look silly and it's the third quarter. Fuck. Well, now you're really trying to nail them because now you already feel behind and you feel
pressure.
And now it's even more. Now the opportunity for you to continue to bury yourself further. But that's the difference between a good team player and someone who's secure in their game and their legacy. And Rome wasn't built in a day, and that's what guys with real legacies are able to hammer out, is that my legacy is not built on what I do in 1 minute or 1 quarter or 1 shot. My legacy is built on the way I play over time.
Right, my legacy, not just that night.
But that's where ego gets you over your skis and you start working off of emotions rather than working off of what's best for the group, what's best for the unit.
Yeah.
So we'll see, but that's not working in Dallas right now, but it's where it's working in Phoenix. Durant looks impeccable. Durant slid right in there and doesn't look like there's him and Booker just shooting the lights out. If they're healthy, it looks like, I would say Memphis, Phoenix would be your finals probably.
Ooh, Memphis, Phoenix.
Memphis and Phoenix is probably going to be your Western Conference Finals. Ooh, and then I don't know, in the like Boston beat Milwaukee the other night by like 50 points. So like I know that like Milwaukee's got a pedigree. I guess so does Boston. They made it to the championship last year, but man, that's going to be. That Eastern Conference Final Four is going to be really good because it's going to really come down to the top 3, I would imagine. There's nobody going to beat them. So the Bucks will move on. Celtics will move on. 76ers will move on. That Knicks and Cavaliers series in round 1 is going to be insane. That's going to be the best first round series. Unless some like 7 or 8 seed like completely disrupts the apple cart and upsets some team that's like a way favorite. Like if you want just like an in the trench battle that might go the distance between 2 like teams that are on the rise, Knicks Cavs is going to be just a fucking firefight. So that's going to be a battle. But then whoever makes it out of that series, they'll be in the 4 teams that are left in the East. So it'll be Milwaukee, Boston, Philadelphia, and whichever of those 2. And then it's going to be that team out and fuck. I mean, I still personally am going for Philadelphia out of that. I think Philadelphia's going to win the championship, but it's up in the air. It's up in the air as far as, if I'm being rational and not emotional, it's up in the air.
Right, not being biased at all.
There's a good 7 teams I see as viable, and anybody who thinks Golden State's not viable lost their mind because Golden State's just getting better and better now. So Golden State, oh man, the pedigree, 4 championships, dude. You got Steph Curry. There's no, I don't care how bad your regular season looked. I don't care. Clay's good. Draymond's good. Steph's good. They're all healthy. Everybody's still just as good as they were, and they got the pedigree. Been there 4 championships with basically 3 different iterations of that team, save for Draymond and the Splash Brothers, right? The only things that haven't changed are Steve Kerr, coach, Steph, Draymond, and fucking Clay. But they're still just as good. Forget that they're in their 30s. None of that matters. They won the championship last year.
It's just a number.
The fact that we have to have this conversation and they are the reigning champions makes me sick, regardless of the fact that they've got a terrible road record. And I hate Golden State. I am not. Oh my God. They have the worst road record like it is. They have the road record of like, I think they got the 3rd or 4th worst road record in the league.
Ouch.
Dude, it's bad, but they win like everything at home though.
They're just cursed for the road.
I think
So
Again, these guys are.
Phillips curse.
I think these guys are a little older. They know they just got to get to the dance. They've been there. They've won these tight series. It's a lot like LeBron. Like, are you going to bet against the healthy LeBron? Even if the Lakers sneak in at 8. Let's say the Lakers make the play-in, sneak in at 8, have to play Denver first round. Anybody out there going to put their house on the line? Do you want to, before game 1 starts, AD's healthy, LeBron's healthy, D'Angelo Russell's healthy, LeBron's healthy. I don't care if Denver has everybody. Jokic, 2 MVPs, Jamal Murray. You bring them all. They all show up. Good. Are you going to bet your house that the Lakers won't win with healthy LeBron? Nobody will take that bet. Nobody. Because it's still LeBron. It's still Steph Curry. Right. It's still Larry Bird. It's still Michael Jordan. It's still Shaq. It's still those guys.
I see what you mean there. Yeah.
So it's Steph Curry in Golden State and LeBron in LA and those pedigrees, dude. LeBron's been to 10 championship games.
Yeah,
like really? Final series.
10.
He's only been in the league like 20 years. Yeah. Dude, he's been to a championship every basically second year on average. He's been in the professionals. And the man's almost 40.
Yeah, he's getting up there, huh?
He's exceptional. And his pedigree speaks for itself. And it leads long before anybody's MVPs or their... So Ja's great. Denver's great. They're healthy. That could be an excellent series if they make the Western Final. And they could, but Sacramento, like Denver, Sacramento, Memphis, they don't have the pedigrees.
No.
That's the Phoenix team does because KD has it. Paul's been around forever. And
Paul who?
Chris Paul. Okay. And Durant and Booker have been... to almost to the finals the one year. Like they were there. Didn't they make? No, they made the finals, right? They lost to the Bucks. So they've been there. They do have the experience.
Tasted a little bit.
They've got the experience. So it's right there for the taking. I think if I was leaning towards favorites, if I was thinking Denver, Sacramento, or Memphis, the teams with the better records, but with a little less playoff pedigree, or I was thinking the Suns, the Lakers, or the Golden State Warriors, a little further down the rankings going in, but a lot more in their dossier. I think the guys with the backgrounds. One thing I know,
experience, huh? You think they're gonna?
And they're good team players. These aren't guys who won somewhere and like they were the superstar who carried everyone. It's like LeBron's proven he acclimates to teams well. KD has proven he does, and obviously Steph Curry they've probably fostered the best team in professional sports in the last 10 years in Golden State. So the atmospheres, despite Draymond punching Poole earlier this year, which I mean,
ouch,
like fucking whatever. Don't run your mouth.
That's right.
Don't run your fucking mouth.
Right there. Yeah.
I don't have any empathy for that because I don't know what Poole was saying, and for Draymond to punch you, dude, you probably had it coming.
No, I do remember that. I saw the highlight.
I know everybody else gets all in their feelings about it, but I come from a place where if you come out of pocket, somebody might punch you in the mouth.
Of course.
So you came out of pocket on a grown-ass man who wasn't playing your disrespect. You got clocked in front of all your peers and put in your place.
Live.
And I mean, I'm sure he owed you an apology in public, but in private, for the reason that you got punched, you probably owed him an apology in private and said like, dude, I shouldn't have
talked some shit.
I should have respected the fact that you're Draymond Green, a future Hall of Famer, and I'm just a young kid who just got paid, who's kind of feeling myself. And I shouldn't be trying. Right? He probably was trying to, big time him around Draymond's boy, and Draymond just, all right, boom, what's up? And he fired off on him, dude. Whew. I'd probably do the same. I can't.
Did he even get fined or anything?
I don't remember what the team did. 5-game suspension, $100,000 fine. $100,000. It was something. It was decent, but like Draymond took it on the chin. The team it didn't look like it affected Draymond's relationship with Kerr. It didn't look like it affected his relationship with Steph, Clay. Him and Poole still kind of tit for tat a little bit with each other sometimes. They still don't seem to really jive as teammates.